So joining me now to understand what we need to know about debt in this environment is Rebecca Walser, president of Walser Wealth Management and a top 3 financial advisor, according to Investopedia.
Yes.
Rebecca, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Kristen. I'm glad to be here.
It's so good to have you on set. So let's start with the first one. What do viewers need to know about using a credit card safely in this environment?
All right. Well, the first thing is rates have gone up astronomically, and especially the default rate. So make sure you read the fine print and find out when your payment has to be received by. Just missing a payment by even one day can put you into the default rate of your credit card bill. And that can be as high as 29.99% because rates have gone up so astronomically. So we're bumping up to the 30% level now, and that will take you forever if you get to that default rate.
Right.
So be very careful on that.
Yeah, very dangerous. Good point there. So let's say you have found yourself in debt. In that scenario, how should you organize paying off creditors if you have it come in from several locations?
It's great question. Let's rank the credit cards. Revolving debt obviously has to be attacked first because installment debt was going to have a fixed kind of period of time. So revolving debt is where we really get into trouble. Rank your actual interest rates, highest to lowest. Most aggressively tack the highest rates fastest because those are the ones that people still in their 60s paying for their dinner in their college dorm room because they just have not paid off that card.
Right.
So attack those first.
Is it possible to negotiate with creditors at all?
You know, we had a lot more negotiating ability before the bankruptcy laws were changed. Consumers used to call creditors all the time and say, I'm going to file Chapter 7. There wasn't a lot of parameters around Chapter 7, and they could really get away with that. Chapter 7 now, which is a complete and total liquidation bankruptcy for a person, has become income constrained. You have to have income limit tests met, and so you can't just do a straight write-off. So that has taken, and that has definitely given the creditors more power. But obviously, there are still some people that, should be writing off their debt. They will never have the cash flow to sustain their debt. That is a Chapter 7 case, and that is something that can trump the creditors. Otherwise, if you're just in a cash flow situation that's tight right now, you need to communicate. Call them, talk to them, make arrangements. The worst situation is just putting your head in the sand, trying to pretend like it's going to go away, not have any conversations. That's when you're going to start getting harassed by these creditors within the limits of the law.
So let's say you just don't have the money to make a payment. What should you do in that scenario? What are your options?
You absolutely need to call your creditor and you need to explain the circumstances and you need to let them know and you need to be honest. And then if that doesn't, first times when you call, you're going to get just the regular customer service. Ask to speak to a supervisor, tell them that you're looking for a debt settlement negotiation and, really push it to a higher level till they get you to a settlement department. There's usually a specialty department that is trying to preserve as much revenue as possible.
Now, when it comes to taking out a loan or even consolidating your debt, right, to over time try to get out of some of this debt that you've racked up, unfortunately nowadays at very high rates, what is the process to get that started?
Well, the first thing we have to understand is what is our true free cash flow? I mean, I think people don't know their budgets. When they come to speak with us, the first thing we ask is how much cash flow are you spending, after taxes monthly? 99% of people don't even know that number. So they don't know what they have. If you don't know what you have after your, basic fundamental living fundamentals, you don't know what you can actually afford to pay. So the very first thing that we have to do is get a solid budget of what is being spent and then cut out all the things. I hate to say it, but cut out the streaming, cut out the subscriptions, cut out the things that you just signed up for and they're recurring. This is the new system. The subscription model keeps you probably $200 poorer monthly than you even realize because of all these little things here, $19 here, $20 there, everything that's subscription based. Eliminate those things. If we have a debt problem, we don't get to have all those things and tackle the debt as fast as you can.
Okay, very good advice. Your credit score, how does that come into play?
So the credit score is impacted by a couple of main factors, and this is a really important point. So the more credit cards you open, so debt consolidation loan, if you have to apply for a debt consolidation loan, that is a credit pull, and any credit pulls do affect your credit. However, having 5 cards outstanding with balances is worse to a credit score than having 3 cards outstanding with balances. Having balances that are 99% of the available credit is worse on your score than having 50% available credit still available. So what I would say is consolidate the cards that are junk to the better cards. Keep the longest open cards still open because that is one of the largest factors on your credit profile is how old is the longest account and how long have you had credit. So don't go off and close your oldest account unless it's just at a 29.99% interest rate, in which case definitely close it. But those are the factors. Not too many revolving consumer credit card debts open and making sure we have some balance and some room, otherwise it looks bad, and consolidate the ones that are not going to work for us.
Rebecca Walser with everything that we need to know. Rebecca,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you so much.